My favorite food is actually pizza and tacos, like in that order.
Pizza.
My favorite food would definitely be steak, by far.
My favorite food is just Chipotle in general. I really, really like Chipotle.
I would say personally my favorite food is grilled cheese. And you can like gourmet it up and stuff, so you can use like blue cheese, you can use like Gouda. Gouda's a little pricey though, so I don't really do that too much.
Hi, I'm Angela and I teach 2nd grade.
Where am I looking? Hey, I'm Malin Beekman and I teach kindergarten.
Hey, I'm Kristen and I am not a teacher. I am actually a business owner, entrepreneur, anything basically to do with creativity and being a nerd.
Hey, I'm John and I'm an intervention specialist with the Montgomery County Learning Center in Dayton.
I feel like this is a setup. All right. My name is Steven and I'm the athletic director at Dayton Christian.
Probably I shouldn't say on this video, but our senior class were the first ones to paint the rock outside in front of the school. Might have gotten in a little bit of trouble for that one.
Our senior trip was to Disney World and we rode Thunder Mountain, and Dr. Scott and his wife rode with us and he was behind me. So when we went over the hill, I just ducked and the water all hit him in the face instead of me.
A lot of my favorite memories came from basketball and basketball trips, getting the bus, or the van actually, we didn't have a bus back then. The van stuck in the mud when we were at Adams County, and we go in warm-ups and we've got mud on our warm-ups.
I remember getting a van stuck, but my favorite memory actually goes back to when I was a senior in high school. I was diagnosed with lymphoma, and I remember going in the hallway, and at the time Jeremy Hudson was there. And I remember he asked me how my test went, and I told him the news, and I just broke down in the middle of the hallway. I was on my knees just crying, and I remember when I stood up, I had like 17, 18 people around me. They were all just praying over me. And I remember about 3 weeks later, I went back to the doctor to determine some, the course of treatment. And I remember him telling me he couldn't find the tumor. And I'll never forget my first experience with what God can do if you just trust him and allow him to work in your life. And at the time, I can say that I really wasn't taking my spiritual life seriously, but at the same time, those little steps on the way, Emmanuel was a piece of that helped me become who I am now.
I always knew that if I was going through something or something was going on, that I could talk to any one of the teachers for wisdom, and it wasn't weird, and we could pray together in the class and it wasn't weird, and I feel like that's something that we often lose sight of. We don't realize that it's not normal to pray in the classroom. It's not normal to talk about Jesus all the time, but that was something that was a huge part of my high school years.
Just being able to talk with friends about Christ.
Me going to Emmanuel does affect what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. The main thing is I just got done with my 5th year of coaching at Emmanuel, and so those relationships that I built in high school are still very much there today.
I actually had not planned on coming back to ECA after college.
I actually wasn't planning on going to Emmanuel. I have always wanted to work in a public school.
We had an interview and the doors opened and I came back to Emmanuel, and it was really just God's plan.
Every time I applied somewhere over the summer, I just kept getting doors shut in my face, and which was kind of disheartening. As soon as I heard about a job opening up at Emmanuel, it was actually like God was like, here you go.
Going to Emmanuel was interesting for me because not coming from a Christian household, the influence was that much more important. Now looking back, the impact and the influence that Emmanuel had over me was, it's prevalent in my life to this day.
Being an alumni and having a student back at Emmanuel this year for her first year, it says a lot about the respect that I have for Emmanuel and how much I appreciate how they run things, and the teachers and the staff that are there, and just the environment, the spiritual foundation that my daughter is going to gain while she's there. I just remember dropping her off on the first day of school and leaving, and just feeling a peace about leaving her there. Kindergarten, it's a big deal. It's a big year for transition and all that kind of stuff, but I knew that she was in good hands.
Somebody who's looking at supporting ECA, I would say,
don't do it. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually one of the best investments you can make in your life.
There's a lot of staff there that are willing to go above and beyond what they are called to do as teachers.
I graduated in 2004, but it'll be the 12-year mark, and I can tell you every time I go back, it's like seeing your family. It's not a matter of how much you give or what you give, but it's a matter of the lives that you're investing in, and be able to impact the next generation so that these things can be around for when our kids are in school and when their kids are in school.
I'd say that if it weren't for some of those teachers that I had at Emmanuel, I wouldn't be who I am today.